Like a lot of you, I grew up with big dreams. Why am I speaking with an accent? Like a lot of you, I grew up with big dreams and even bigger expectations for life. But somewhere along the way, like many of us, I got buried. I've always wanted more from my life. I've always wanted more depth, more meaning, more truth. But every time that I denied that, every time that I shrank myself to make others feel comfortable, it felt like a quiet betrayal to myself. Like I was slowly abandoning the version of me who knew that she was meant for so much more. And if I could go back in time and shake her back to her and like knock some sense into her, I would. And you know what the messed up part was? I thought that that was completely normal. That was totally normal. That maybe that's just what you had to do, to fit in, to be liked, to be accepted, to belong. And so I got really good at pretending to fit in, even when I knew I didn't. I could feel it in my bones. But over time, I started losing pieces of myself, trying to be someone who fit in. I started reshaping myself over and over and over again, adjusting who I was to match the preference of whoever I was with or talking to. I used to switch personalities, say like 3 times a day. I was never the same version of me with two different people. If they sat down and compared notes and they asked each other, what kind of person is Marisha? They would describe completely different people. No overlap, no consistency, no real me. I had a custom personality for every person I was with, for every person that I knew. And it went on for so long that at some point I couldn't even tell who I really was anymore. I couldn't feel her. I couldn't find her. I couldn't even tell if I was being her, if I was ever being her. I just assumed that the real me must be the version that the most people like. But honestly, that version, that version of me, the one that got the most approval, that was the worst one I have ever created. She was watered down, shape-shifted, empty. And it really messed me up. Eventually, I hit a wall. I had to ask if, like, if I don't know who I am, what am I even building here? Or something more reflective, like sometimes we're just too busy becoming what others want that we forget to grieve the self that we abandoned. Because when you spend that long being who everyone else needs you to be or wants you to be, you forget to be who you need to be for you. But here's the thing, you can't lie to yourself forever. Eventually, the weight of pretending gets so heavy. The emptiness gets so loud. I feel sorry for my past self, honestly. I just want to slap her, man. Back to reality. Tell her that she's good enough. And I hit the point where I just couldn't keep going. So I stopped. I stopped. I stopped chasing people who made me feel like I had to earn their love. I had not forget about love. Love was like the last thing on my mind because I couldn't even get attention. I stopped shapeshifting to stay relevant. I stopped performing versions of myself that I didn't even believe or liked anymore. It didn't happen all at once, okay? I still would find myself falling into one of these personalities cuz honestly, they're a part of me. They're a part of who I am. At first it was just small things, saying no more often to things that I didn't agree with. Pulling back from draining conversations, choosing silence instead of forcing these connections. Have you ever heard the saying that um, if um, if love is like a fart, if you force it, it's probably shit. hmm Something along those lines. And little by little, something shifted. I started hearing my own voice again. Started remembering what I actually liked, what made me feel more grounded, more safe, more powerful. I started drawing in the people who didn't need the costume, people who saw me without all the edits. And most of all, I started finding me again. The real me, the one that I buried so long ago just to belong. And you know what? She's not loud. She's not perfect. She's not always polished. She stutters on her videos and forgets her notes sometimes. But she's real. And that's enough for now. Because for the first time, I belong to myself. I stopped trying to be liked. And I started trying to be true. Not to anyone. Mhm. I started trying to be true to me. The people who matter will never ask you to betray yourself, to be loved. And turns out, the version of me that I was hiding, that is the one that I was always supposed to become. And this is why it's not always you. It's your environment. It's the people that you were trying so hard to be enough for. It's the subtle pressure to stay small, to stay agreeable, to stay digestible to everyone. It's the way that you were shaped by the voices that told you to be quiet, by the friends who rewarded your um, conformity and not your truth, by the spaces where your real self never felt safe to come out. Sometimes you weren't weak, you were just outnumbered, surrounded by people who couldn't recognize your depth because they were afraid of their own. So if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling broken and a bit fake, maybe the problem isn't you. Maybe it's where you are. Maybe it's maybe it's who you're with. Because when I changed my environment, and I don't mean like change cities or something like that, no. When I just stopped showing up or like involving myself in conversation or places where I wasn't seen or heard, I stopped questioning my worth. I stopped betraying my own voice and I started becoming again. And you don't have to fix yourself. You don't have to abandon yourself. Your power isn't gone. It's just buried beneath who you thought you had to be for others. So change your environment, change the people that you are around, and your real self finally has room to breathe. So if you ever felt lost, if you're looking in the mirror and wondering, who even am I anymore? If you've been bending and shrinking and editing yourself just to keep people around, this video is your permission slip to stop. Not because something is wrong with you, no, but because you have been trying to thrive in a place that never made room for you to be real, to be you. So this isn't just a story. This is a mirror to help you realize you're not crazy and you're not broken. You're not too much either or not enough. You were just planted in the wrong soil, placed in the wrong room. And once you see that, once you really see it, you stop trying to change yourself and start changing your environment. That is where your power begins. Now, if this hit something real for you, don't just scroll past. Sit with it, journal on it, watch it a couple of times if you need to. And if you are ready to start unlearning the version of you that was built to survive, not like built for survival and not truth, I've got some more coming. Look forward to it. If you like the video, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in my next one. Bye.